Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan, Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp, here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Harab, Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. And today, I'll be coming out with a lesson, and it's on this article. And it says here, Dodge takes aim at the penny. And we already know once they start phasing out physical currency, they're going to go into, eventually it's going to end up at Revelation 13 and 16, which I will get. But I'm going to read this short article and then I'm going to get the scriptures. I'm going to just start off y'all can read that, but I'm going to start off. It says Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency is targeting one of the federal government's most notorious examples of waste, the penny. It says getting rid of the penny would be an early test of Dodge's influence. Could it help eliminate a piece of government inefficiency that has survived decades of reform attempts? And the thing about it is just they're moving towards their agenda. That's what this is. If they discontinue the penny, they're gonna discontinue the quarters, the nickels, and the dimes. And if they discontinue those, they will discontinue the paper dollar, which they will end up going towards the MOTB. Which that's all this is talking about. They did. You know how Esau does. He talks about things and look at, this is a waste. They're phasing out currency as most people in Babylon, America know it. And they're going to fake money. It is what it is. Well, fake invisible money. I say that. Let's continue. But it says getting rid of the penny would be an early test of Dodge's influence. Could it help eliminate a piece of government inefficiency that has survived decades of reform attempts? It says on Tuesday, Dodge's account on X highlighted the coin's mounting cost. In fiscal year 2023, taxpayers spent more than $179 million producing over 4.5 billion pennies, with each coin costing more than 3 cents to make. That's how you know the currency ain't nothing here no more. It says, despite bipartisan recognition of the penny's cost since, we'll say, the 70s, efforts to phase out or change the coin have repeatedly stalled in Congress, making it an ideal target for Dodge's efficiency campaign, making it an ideal target to phase out physical currency to bring in electronic currency, because that's where this is going. Everything is being set up. People think that the new current managerial system is gonna make everything better. Nah, he's going according to the agenda. He's on the team. But this is just a prelude, even though, of course, this article is like 4 days old. But this is just a prelude of what they're going to do. See, this devil thinks he is slick. But let's continue. It says lawmakers were considering the question as recently as November. Senator Johnny Ernst of Iowa, who founded the Senate's Dodge caucus, said changing the makeup of the coin could save significant money. It says material costs are largely to blame for the penny's high cost. While the coins were originally pure copper, they have been nearly 98% zinc since 1982. So any coins 1981 on back, they're made out of, when it comes down to pennies, it's made out of copper. Like the 1960s, the 1950s. If you have a nickel or a coin or a dime, and they have those years on them, and within those years, more than likely, it's probably real silver. But let's continue. I'm not a coin expert, but it says again, material costs are largely largely to blame for the penny's high cost. While coins again were originally pure copper, while the coins Salakia were originally pure copper, they have been nearly 98% zinc since 1982 per JM Bullion, whatever that is. But zinc isn't cheap as it once was, according to the U.S. Mint's 2023 report. The penny's unit cost increased by 12.9%, more than any other coin. Fewer people are using cash, that's the giveaway, at all these days, according to the Federal Reserve's 2024 report on consumer payments. While the report doesn't break down penny usage, it found that 16% of payments in 2023 were made in cash, down from 18% the year before. They're just slowly phasing into that gradualism. This is just a setup for them to, but let's continue. It says, it is not clear from one post if Dodge plans to officially take on eliminating the penny, and Musk's group alone doesn't have the power to get rid of the coin. Congress would need to pass a law stopping the distribution of the coin, or in theory, the Treasury Secretary could decide that the nation doesn't need to make any more. Other countries, including Canada and Sweden, have stopped producing their pennies. Well, Sweden has gone completely cashless. They don't even use physical currency anymore. They use the MOTB. But let's continue. It says other countries, including Canada and Sweden, have stopped producing their pennies, and the U.S. ditched its half-cent coin in 1857. What the fuck is a half a cent? That's what you got, what, 0.5? But let's continue. This is data for progress. A progressive think tank found in a 2022 survey that 58% of people agreed that the government should stop producing new pennies. And you also got to understand, his own. It says when President Donald Trump officially entered office Monday, he signed an executive order that made Dodge a temporary organization within the government, and limited its scope to updating the federal government's IT system. By posting about the penny, Dodge seems to be signaling it plans to give its 2 cents on far more than just software issues. And of course, you know, it's all a plan to phase out physical currency. And again, Donald Trump just signed something to put Dodge in charge of certain things, the IT systems. That is IT, AI, and functional systems of that sort to make it where the MOTB can be up and running. That's what this is really about. You know, this is what this devil is hinting at. But let's continue. I got Revelation 13 and 16, because that's what this article made me think of. You know, if they phase out the penny, okay, boom, they're going to phase out the rest of the coins. And boom, once they phase out the rest of the coins, boom, they're going to phase out the dollar. Then once the dollar gone, what? New currency, electronic, MOTB. But if you take it, that's what the Lord says. Revelations 13 and 16. It says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So it's going to come a point to when this devil phases out the physical money that people have grown to know and love, and they have no physical money to do anything. That's when he's going to push this new currency, which is the MOTB, this new monetary system. And people are going to be um, so much in dire straits that he's going to cause people what? Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to what? To receive this mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. He's going to cause people to submit to his system. Of course, the elect, those who believe in Yahweh Yahushua, will not be will not submit to the system, but of course we will still be tested. For those that believe in the truth, that believe in Yahweh Yahushua, that is going to be a time of testing for us. But for a lot of people, they're going to take it. They're going to cause rich people, adults, babies, poor people, famous people, people that are not locked up, people that are locked up, to receive this mark so that they can have, as it says, as they like, to live better, to be okay, that sense of security, comfort. And in that, once he calls people to take that's it's gonna be a wrap, which I will get that next chapter. But that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna cause a problem and then introduce this. And in that, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. So it's going to get to a point to where the devil is going to come up with the it's being put in play right now. Just a lot of people ain't paying attention to it, but the men of the Lord are, because we are watchmen. So we watching and we paying attention. But it's going to get to a point to where if you don't have this devil's mark in your hand, right hand, left hand, or your forehead, or wherever it is on your body, if you ain't gonna be able to buy, sell, or trade, or do none of those things, because this devil has a plan of how he think his society is going to continue. And according to the scriptures, according to the Bible, thus saith the Lord, this devil's rulership will not continue. It has a stopping point. But nonetheless, once they phase out this physical money, they're going to introduce this funny money, i.e. electronic funny money. Because the physical money that we have is still funny money. It ain't backed by nothing. It doesn't have any real value other than debt. And debt is no value. Debt is bothersome. But nonetheless, if people receive that, this is what's going to happen to them. Revelations 14:9. And the third angel followed them, and saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So the Lord is telling you, if you take this mark, if you take the oath, if you submit to this devil's system and power, the Lord says, you're going to drink of his wrath. You're going to drink of it, and it's going to be poured out without mixture. Meaning the Lord is not going to hold anything back. He's going to allow his full wrath, his full judgment to take you, to destroy you. And within that, you're going to be tormented with fire and brimstone. That's the ultimate destruction that's coming to Babylon, America. It is what it is. Thus saith the Lord. And in that, taking his oath, his deal. Again, the Lord says what? You're going to be tormented with fire and brimstones, and what? In the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Meaning, whenever all hell really break loose, well, I ain't gonna say really break loose, when that judgment really do come, you know, that the ultimate judgment that the Lord is bringing to this place, and all the elect have been taken up into chariots. But guess what? All the hopeful elect and those who stood for Yahweh Yahushua is on the firmaments, above everything, looking down. That's what it means. You're gonna be the people are gonna be what? They're gonna be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. It is what it is. The hopefully elect gonna be looking down. The angels, Yahweh Shai gonna be looking at what? Babylon, America burning. And those who decided, Salakia, they was gonna take the oath. This is also what he said. This is also what the Lord said he's gonna do. Last point. Up, I passed it. There we go. I ain't got there yet. There we go. There we go. This is Ezekiel 22 and 20. It says, as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it to melt it, so I will gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. So if you take this devil's oath, you take his new deal. The Lord says he's gonna, just like they gather brass, tin, iron, and lead and silver into a furnace to melt it, to form it into whatever it is that they please, that a person pleases. The Lord says he's gonna do that to those who take this devil's oath. Just like they do these things, brass, silver, iron and lead to melt it in the furnace. The Lord says he's gonna gather those who have not been living according to him, and also that take this devil's oath. And he's going to leave him there in his fury and melt him. And the Lord is going to bring unbridled judgment. So, it don't pay to walk away from Yahweh Shai. It don't pay to take this devil's oath. But nonetheless, it was an article on that, just, showing that their plans and what they plan on doing. They're going to phase out physical currency, and eventually they're going to go into this new invisible currency, which is all electronic based. Saying back with IT systems, AI, and so forth and so forth. And with that, Shalom.